So let's begin this second episode. But before that, I welcome you once again to the Athlete Mind podcast, Rashmi.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Meghana.
So let's start with this episode with a question of spirituality itself. Like, let's dive into the depths of spirituality, which I personally believe that it starts with breath work, meditation, and asking a lot of questions about our existence.
A lot. I've exhausted my parents by asking them questions, and I sat with myself.
Same here.
Yeah. So, uh, spirituality, more than that, I would say it's just an added advantage. You receive support from the spirit beings, the gods and goddesses, or the archetypes we speak of, their energy presence. Yes, it exists. Uh, Other than that, the work that I do. So I would talk a little bit about Kundalini yoga,
Sure.
breathwork. Let me also explain why focusing on our body is so much important than ever before. Since we are in a transition from one zodiac sign of Pisces to the next 2160 years of age of Aquarius. So this is a very, it's literally about going from one way of life to another. A lot of things will change. The corporate structure, that style is also going to come down slowly. You're already seeing the culture of work from anywhere has become the norm. This is more of the Aquarian era, being decentralized, doing things which are more heart based. Something that resonates with your heart will become more important thing. And coming to the breathwork style, so Kundalini breathwork is more beneficial because you're letting oxygen flow through your body. You're taking more of the natural energy, and that helps us heal our emotions because it's not just we are breathing air; it's our skin also which is communicating. We perspire, right? So even our skin is picking up on various kinds of energy. So you can imagine the level of bombardment that happens to each and every one of us all the time, emotionally, energetically, right? And that's why breath work helps us highlight more of our positive emotions. So what I do in breath work is I set some intention and statement in my class, and then we focus only on that statement. And then we visualize on that particular statement. For example, if I consider, okay, since this is for athletes, if I consider myself, I'm always successful in every competition I go for. I always win and come back in every competition. So that is the intention. And I let my clients just focus on that visualization and do the breath work. Then the vibration is changing inside you, and that is going outward, and that's how you're changing your aura field. That's how you're healing your emotional space. So a lot of self-talk, positive words, visualization while breathing. And then I am a facilitator because then that you need that human touch or accountability. अगर हम अकेले करने में बैठ जाओगे, yes, you'll do it, but then that seriousness is very less in the majority, I would say, because a lot of them are not even focusing on the astrological changes. Very few, right? But you need to have knowledge of pretty much everything. It's not just the practical part, the logical part. Now it's going to be even more important to know a lot about astrology changes, energy changes. So how these planetary energies also influence your work, and when to accelerate or take a step back, listening to yourself more. So I would say look at astrology in a way that what each planet is holding what kind of energy, and make the best use of it. That is how I look at astrology. So I don't even think about charts and these things. I just interpret what or I study research on what energy is being uh, passed in this solar cycles. We are going to have solar flares in 2025 a lot. Uh, and I have experienced one myself. So I cannot deny certain things. There are a lot of things happening in spirit realm. So, yeah, so when the energy is high, I get to know things, what I have to do more. So I do a lot of breath work, breathing style, various styles for stomach, more to do with heart and to do with your third eye, intuition. So that flow of energy is usually going up because we are breathing up, looking up most of the time. But then, if you do a little bit of massage and all, you can direct the energy to heal the rest of your body. If there is a particular muscle pain, which is chronic and it troubles you, you can then, through breath work, direct the energy to heal those muscles. So there's a lot that goes with breath work, and it just helps a lot. And it's not only about having the activation through spinal cord, you're healing rest of your body parts also. And weight loss also becomes easier when you drop that emotional baggage that you've been holding, especially the negative one. Nobody wants to drop the positive ones,
Why would
right?
anyone do that?
So the negative emotional baggage is what does not, the negative programming is what holds us back from getting the opportunity. Now for me, it's very easy to grab opportunities. If I look myself back for last 25 years, now it is so much more easier because I'm ready for it. I'm ready that I'm okay with that much of success. But if it's coming to you and you have no self-worth, you just cannot take it in you. You'll be scared of the same thing.
I want to
So,
focus
yeah,
on the point where you said about the breath work, right? As you mentioned that you'll set an intention and then you'll visualize on that and then you'll do breathing on that. And then as you
yeah,
do the breathing, you yourself are healing. And as you're focusing on those intentions, you're sending those vibrations out in the universe that this is what I really want.
yeah,
So, do you think it's the combination of the breath work, of your intention, of the manifestation, and what is the
everything.
exact combination?
Pretty much everything. I integrated it because I wanted that for myself. So I
Does this?
integrated that. Yeah, and because we are doing that breath work, right? You're only one pointed focus and you're visualizing the same thing. And since you're, see, vibration, if it's like pushing it out more, right? So they're sending out the message to the universe that, hey, please help me. Shakti, please help me. I want to do this. I'm not always looking up, look down also because Earth is more feminine, right? So material benefit comes through her, Earth. So yeah, that was one thing I realized all through my meditation that so many things are so upside down, so different. So that's when, and with breathwork, it's like I'm constantly making my people, my clients to focus on that particular thing. And you're so engrossed in that feeling that you keep thinking, 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 and you're intensifying that emotion. Again, it is about emotion, that visualization. How would you feel when you are at that place?
I'm gonna
And
take
with
a wait.
breathwork, it just intensifies it.
I'm gonna
That's about it.
I'm gonna stop you here for a while, and I'm gonna since most of the listeners are athletes and their parents, their kids are into professional sports. So one thing, it's 2022. Okay, now
Hmm.
major athletes are will be focusing on the 2024 Olympics that is coming. So
Mm-hmm.
suppose I am an athlete, I'm focusing on the 2024 Paris Olympics, and I come to you for help that I want to win the 2024 Olympics. I want to win gold medal. So how would that work as per what you are doing now? If you can give a brief glimpse about it.
For an athlete, if I
Yeah.
have to take such sessions, then I would say give 2 to 3 months of good time for visualization, very much in detail, and use visualization, affirmation, breath work. Do it for good 2 to 3 months and solidify that feeling in you. see yourself that, okay, you're waking up at this time, you're doing this so and so. It should all be in your visuals for a nice 2 to 3 months because that solidifies your state of being. And then doing the practice based on that visualization, it starts unfolding for you in your reality. It just starts coming to you in reality. And then your practices are effortless. Your focus is, by default in that direction. That's how you begin, I would say. Then, of course, the role of, see, we can't drop the idea of 3D either because it has done a little bit of help to, bring us in a civilized way of doing things. So, yeah, then comes your training. Then you already would be knowing that, okay, since you have done your visualization, you know what vibrational match your coach would be, who would be your mental health coach. So that you have to first really sit and see through, have a movie in front of you in detail. And then automatically, the similar kind of people just come into your life because this has been happening for me this entire year. And 2022 is very beautiful because it's the number 6, universal number 6, more to do with healing. So please send out this message to all athletes to go through intense emotional healing, and then just get on with doing what your heart says.
I like the fact that you said about, I don't know, it just hit me hard when you said about we do breath work, we set an intention, and just one intention. Like, what is your problem? Okay, we'll set an intention. It's like if you have a health issue, if you have a injury that has happened to you, so you have to set an intention that I'm getting healed, right? Am I right? With that intention, visualization.
I'll come in there
Yeah.
a little bit because on that I have a very good experience of my own. So I had gone through this the molar jaw operation. So the extraction had to be done. So it was like literally slitting and the bone, and it's been a painful thing for the molar extraction. But then after that, I was on bed rest and I used to always hold my hand like this and keep visualizing that I've healed and I'm looking much better, that everything is just relaxed. Healing myself, talking to myself has done much more than I would have taken pills and tablets. They are just again placebo. It's this effect that, okay, you're healing. But I realized that the major factor has to do with your way of thinking, feeling, thinking, visualizing.
It's more about ourselves
That,
than
yeah.
others. Yeah.
Yeah. So this example, just to see it from an athlete's perspective, it's like now I guess you can interpret it much better. Like what I meant to say.
What she's basically trying to say is that if you have any injuries or if you have any pain, just talk to your organs. This is what I would say. Talk to your organs, talk to your muscle, your bone, yourself. Like you talk to your mind, right? You talk
Every
to your
cell.
organ. Yeah, they are listening to you. This is what people don't believe in. They want
Yeah,
someone
drop
else
in
to
your
say.
heart. Exactly. Drop in your heart. Don't use your brain because it's always like left, right, yes, no, north, south. That's it. Binary. But here is where, even if it is vast in terms of emotions, but still you're then focused on certain major ones. That helps.
Let's talk about Kundalini yoga. Let's go into the depth of it. How would you like to start this? It's up to you.
I think I've pretty much explained it right away. Kundalini yoga, for me, it was, direct recruitment from universe, where I experienced that sudden activation because I was dancing, I was moving my bodies back through, I mean, in dance, right? So I didn't know what this is, but I always had a feeling I have to learn Kundalini yoga. It was coming in my mind, not my mind, I would say, in my heart, as an intuitive thing, like, okay, you have to do this next. But I never took that seriously unless and until I was like, it all blew up on my face and my full body was aching. Like the heat behind my eyes also was like so intense, I could feel it. And there was no point taking pills also. When that accidental unknown activation happened to me, that's when I started taking things seriously. that, okay, the feminine energy is flowing through many of us because of the planetary shift. Many of them at a mass scale. And a lot of people are getting activated who are receptive towards doing good work for society. Not that you are completely sabotaging yourself by doing good for others, but then you're having a balance of it. So when I realized, okay, there are so many unhealed, negative, bad behavior, bad habits in me. So the activation actually teaches you, it helps you differentiate what is good, what is not, and what has to go out of your system. And how we can shed it out of our system is through workout. When we sweat, it just releases things for us, right? And then you will start listening to your heart more. It's more Kundalini yoga. In definition, I would say it's more about honoring and surrendering to feminine energy, Adi Shakti or Shakti consciousness herself. It's that simple. And I guess people for last see this is a magical thing to do, but people have suppressed it for so long. But thank God we are moving into such age where it's not required to keep things hiding. It is going to happen very naturally to people. Nowadays, what you're seeing the symptoms like cold, cough, fever, especially flu, all of this is nothing but she is actually trying to heal you by burning off unwanted things. But then we take pills and we just put it down. We
We
take,
suppress it again.
and then it's like, no, I'm again gonna do it. That's her way of doing it. So she is like she won't give up. It's like that. So then you reach a point where you have to sit with that energy and converse with her. Basically, converse with the Sushumna Nadi within. Converse, talk to her and ask her, okay, what she needs for me to work on. That is important. So we do a lot of affirmations where we are honoring the feminine consciousness, goddess energy. So that has, it helps us with the glow also. So the aura gets better. Obviously, your skin looks better because you've cleared so many unwanted false beliefs in you, which was thrown by society or thrown by all this indoctrination of false beliefs. Yeah.
Can
Religion, tactics, all these things.
you talk about aura?
Well, to be honest, not much. But I would say from an experience base, the more healing and breath work you do, your aura is spreading 10 feet in all directions. So that's a lot. You are affecting a lot of souls in one shot. Yeah. So for me, it is more of feeling based. If you're asking me if I can see aura, probably no, because that I haven't really received any technique for that through meditation or through earth. So yeah, I have to consider both, right? So yeah, but it's more of feeling based. So I feel an expansion of my emotions. And if I'm in a crowd and I feel there is a bubble around me, which I have created, which keeps me well, keeps me healthy. So it's a nice ceiling which keeps me away from diseases and stuff like that. And even if I feel like flu-like symptoms and all, then I get to know, okay, it is her call. I need to sit and address it. So I think it's been last 2 years I haven't really taken any pills.
Whoa.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun part. I totally agree to this,
And she's very mystical. It's
Yes.
like very, very mysterious way of doing things.
Yeah, at some point, I started to feel like, yaar, matlab, I'm not falling sick only. Like, what is wrong with me?
Because collectively, yes, she is activating a lot of people to heal. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
before I go to the 3 magical questions, there's one topic that I want you to talk about is the power of surrender in this 5D consciousness. Can you talk about surrender and, just like you do your work and just surrender to the power, to the Supreme
Absolutely.
God, whatever it is. Just talk about the power of surrender.
Let me take an example.
Mm.
Let me give an example. I was visualizing for certain activity to be done, certain goal to be achieved. But then I realized I'm stressing too much and doing too much, and the work is not happening. Because now that we're shifting this year, especially, then I realized, okay, why am I taking so much of stress? Let me just sit back, relax, do my visualization, and then I just put a word. All this while you have supported me through activation, through ascension, everything. Now it's your responsibility. So, any goddess name, I wouldn't limit anybody to use Shakti herself, but I am just, she's like around me, so I just use it. Then I say, Shakti, all this while you are running through my body, then I trust that you'll make this happen for me. And when that event comes, I make sure I give my 100%. That's all. That's how I converse with the energy running within me, and which is permeating in all of this planet, nature, universe. Yeah,
And it's true, like Shakti, the universe, the power, they know what is better for us than we ourselves, like because somewhere we just get consumed in that analytical technological mind that we are filled with. We just feel this is good for us. We are probably at the 10th step. We feel like 10th is great for us, but what if universe wants to take you to the 100th step?
very
So
much so.
that happens only with the power of surrender.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's so because I was the one who used to take the most tension
Same here.
before. Then I'm like, okay, why am I stressed? When I started practicing, doing all the inner work, then I'm like, why am I worrying so much? You have first given me this intuition. I'm just a vehicle, and I'm sure you're going to do the rest of it. So why am I worrying?
Yeah, it's like you have. This is, I'm speaking from my
That trust,
perspective.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mm.
this is from my perspective now. It's like you have given me a vision, and now you are going to lead me towards that path. I don't know how. It's like you're making me do it. I'm the vehicle over here. I'm an instrument. You guide me where to go, and I'll just follow those
That's
steps.
simple. And it's very effortless when you do it the feminine way.
Exactly.
It's so effortless. Like you sit here and still things are good for you. Things come to you, like literally.
Yeah, I've experienced that. It just happens. You don't have to go anywhere. Just put the intention out in the universe and it just comes to you in some or the other way. And you don't even need to break your head how it has come to you. You shouldn't even be surprised because you put that intention out there and
Yeah.
it just came.
Yeah, you be amazed and, covertly excited, but then, yeah. Inside, why say, put na patake when things happen.
What is
So, yeah, enjoy this life manifestation,
so when this
as you could say.
patake futte andar se, what is the first word that comes out of your mouth?
Like, wow, this is really happening. I always feel that when I have been, achieving small, small goals, as small as making your emotion or your day best, as simple as that. The rest of the things are like, oh, yeah, it will happen when it has to happen. Yes. But then they're happening comparatively faster because everything has to do with my body and I'm healing myself enough in all ways. Not just spiritually, emotionally, but even the material benefit that comes with it. We, not even neglecting the material world. So it gets easier. So a lot of has to do with this ball you're sitting in.
Okay, so one last question I want to ask you. I think this is the question in every single person's mind who is listening to this podcast and who don't know you. Okay, so they
Mm-hmm.
might be thinking like, okay, she's teaching Kundalini yoga, she's going through all of this, she has been through a lot of this, and I agree she's helping all of that. But somewhere society has this thought in their mind ki we need a highly evolved yogi, someone to come and activate your chakras and your kundalini should get awakened. This is still there
I
in
know,
people's
yeah.
mind. And I have experienced it. People talk about it, people still think the same way. So, how do you counterattack this?
First thing is be open and have the courage to experience everything. And then you decide, then you have the ability to decide what experiences you want and what you don't want. So you have to, so that's the power that comes when you elevate yourself bit by bit, slowly. When people do the Kundalini awakening suddenly, some people go through a lot of health issues, paralytic attacks and stuff like that, right? So we don't want to go that way. We want to do it in a gradual fashion where you really respect the feminine consciousness and her way of teaching things, the nature's way of doing things or teaching things. And the fear, this age of patriarchy, at least the last 300, 400 years, I would say last 600 years at least, so much has been done to suppress the feminine energy. So much has been meticulously designed to suppress that emotion, the feminine emotional conscious feelings, that now it becomes even more scary to face the same goddess who is running the whole creation, who has been birthing. So she has been just giving all the time. And we are being put in fear that you shouldn't go for Kundalini Yoga. But the funny part is, it's just running through your body. What are you fearing? And yes, the goddess Kali, then the other goddess activations that keep happening, they will take you through everything. It's not all rosy all the time. But then with practice, you reach a stage where you're like, yeah, I can handle pretty much these things. And it becomes much easier. It's just the fear that has been put by patriarchy and a handful of men who want to control this world and literally damage or to suppress this knowledge. That is why we have to be very thankful we are at this exciting time where the Aquarian energy is, flushing through anything that is hidden. And that is why natural activations are happening because of the zodiac energy. Now you really do not need a guru, because then the guru will keep you lifelong as a follower. That is why. Now it is like, okay, we spoke about independence and self-reliance also. So it is going to be very natural. Now it is your own responsibility to handle yourself and make your life better. That is why when I was taking this Tantra meditation course, even that did not work out for long. It just fizzled out because I was pushed to doing things on my own. Then I was like, for a minute, I had to sit with myself, talk to the feminine in me. And I was like, okay, even this is fizzling out from my life. Even I was in that direction that, okay, I have to do it with a guru only. But it was just cancelled out from my life. And I had to just sit with myself, talk to myself, of course, learn from books, research, internet. Internet is a very excellent tool if you use it properly. Not that it gets over your head, but yeah, I use it for absolute knowledge purpose, and I like technology that way. Only if it is giving you a lot of knowledge, but there's a lot of garbage also there, which then manipulates your true spiritual sense. So yeah, my suggestion or advice to your viewers and anybody else who's watching this is, do not fear the feminine feelings. That is where the most magical and juicy things happen. The best things happen when you simply acknowledge the feminine inside you. And things are just getting easier after that. Only with that resistance of not feeling, that's where people are having a lot of health issues, trauma. Even if the trauma is coming up, she is asking you to acknowledge and heal through it. But then you don't even want to do that. So that's where people are finding it difficult. And I would be a little concerned in case of men, because for men it is so difficult to express their emotions, right? Because they're always taught to look like the
macho men.
macho man, and then all goes down when emotions are like haywire. Because I've seen this. The clients I have, a few of the men I have taken healing sessions for, uh, they are in a doubt mode. Will this work? Will this happen? Then
I
I'm like,
experienced that.
try to karo. Like, just try once. So you see, men are taking more time to trust and give in to the feminine style of living,
How long do you think this
which
will take?
is next 2 years are going to be pivotal. But masculine awakening, the potent time is this 2022 to 2025. So a lot of men would have to, like, those, I think the men who are sensitive or emotional on an emotional gentle side, they are going to activate and heal themselves faster
Perfect,
because,
perfect.
yeah, because they are empathic and, yeah.
Highly sensitive persons, yeah. Got it. Okay, Rashmi, so we have come to the end of this part two. I think we have covered almost all the topics, right?
Yeah. Any questions you left?
Yes, I wanted to ask. Yes, this just dropped in my head now. I wanted to ask about the basic chakra, and you said about when they are doing a lot of breath works and they are doing this Kundalini yoga, right? There's a lot of creativity that is there in that particular person is coming up to the surface. They are becoming conscious of that creativity. So, can you talk about this method or how is it really happening?
So again, it has to do with touch. So when we do breath work, we hold on certain chakra points. Like if this is heart, so I use my hand to, direct and change the healing around do the healing at my heart chakra. So for example, just one, let me show you this. So to heal my heart, okay, I'm doing a breath work, but there are various other styles also. Let me just show a very simple one. Okay, so this is flower blossom meditation breath work. Okay, fine. This is in a slow pace, but in my classes, then I, intensify. The speed just variation happens, and just before this, I tell everybody to set an intention to forgive anybody who has not thought well of you, and and be open to receive and be open to new fresh energy that is coming for your support, that is coming to help you achieve your dreams and goals. So being open to new and shedding out the old. So that's how we are setting the intentions, and then we keep doing our breath work for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then so that's where it solidifies. And that means you have given out the request. It's like you have given out order to the feminine or the universe just putting it out in the universe that please clear which not working for me and make enough space in my life to bring in best. Yeah.
So, the same thing goes
So
with
that
like.
yeah. So this was for heart chakra. So that's how we touch the chakra points and also do the breath work.
Okay, perfectly put. So Rashmi, we have come to the end of the part two. God, this was intense topic that we have spoken about, and obviously I'm gonna meet you in person, and I have a lot of questions out there for you after
Why
this
not?
episode. So last three magical questions firing your way. The first one,
Okay.
what is the one piece of advice you would like to give to a 13-year-old Rashmi?
Don't neglect yourself.
Nice.
Respect your goals.
Okay. Second question: how important is mindset or meditation in today's competitive world?
To make things happen in reality, meditation is the place where you make things happen.
Perfect. And what is the one last piece of advice you would like to share with our listeners?
Um, Choose to be in a higher vibration to make your life better and to help this planet also heal, because she is recruiting people. It's not that we are doing anything.
We are just the instruments and vehicles over here.
Yeah, just ways, and embody a lot of good qualities, good lifestyle, high values, a lot of good behavior towards yourself and others, because that's what is the requirement of coming age. If you're not picking up to it, then a lot of you'll be left out, basically.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for this episode, for your time. And I know you had a lot of work in the morning, and in spite of that, you still took out time to make this podcast. It was amazing.
I enjoyed
It was a very
talking with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you so much.